Verlisify, always right. And in this case, I'm actually triple right. It's pretty crazy. So what happened here? I contacted Pokemon support because there's been a new wave of dishonesty and stupidity in the Pokemon community, because if ginning is against the rules, then what if someone just buys their Pokemon? That's even more unfair. We need ginning or else it's inaccessible, since whoever has the biggest wallet wins. Now, I've always been under the impression that buying Pokemon is against the rules because of the Pokemon terms of use. Yeah, Pokemon doesn't want you commercially selling their product or their IP, especially in an unauthorized way. But there's nothing in the VGC rules that directly says buying a Pokemon makes that Pokemon illegal. However, RNGing has always been against the rules. When I contacted support back in Generation 5, they said yes, that is not natural gameplay, and there's also normal gameplay clauses inside of the manual hack checking, and that goes beyond Rule 4.3, which is weird. It's like no one ever reads the Pokemon rules. The use of external devices to modify or create items or Pokemon in a competitor's battle team is expressly forbidden. It seems like there should be no way to weasel out of this. Wow, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company don't want you hacking the game in any way under any circumstance. You need unauthorized external apps to RNG. Wow, it seems like the rules should cover for that because, yeah, this seems like cheating. It's against the rules. But who would have guessed that cheaters are dishonest? And then they say things like, oh, so does that mean if you've ever used a calculator, you're banned from Pokemon VGC because that's all it is? It's only math. You could do it. Even though, no, like, you need these complex programs to do it, because you're not allowed to decompose, disassemble, or reverse engineer any part of the service. So RNGing can't exist without hacking into the game and then reverse engineering the RNG for the RNG seed. It's against the rules. And that's why I contacted Pokemon support asking, hey, am I allowed to buy a Pokemon for Pokemon Worlds or use any bot Pokemon for Pokemon VGC? And they didn't say like, oh, you should use Pokemon that you got yourself because you can't trust if it's going to be legal or not. They straight up pointed me to the terms of use on the website. The link in the support ticket goes here, and this is what I've always been referencing. So it turns out all other interactive features, services, and communications provided by Pokemon includes the Pokemon games, because when you Google Pokemon terms of use, this is where you go. So this applies to playing Pokemon. Don't cheat. How hard is it? So you're not allowed to use the service or content, so that includes the Pokemon inside the game, for commercial purposes, including, but not limited to, and this is another thing you see with a lot of stupid people trying to defend cheating or rule breaking, where it always has like the not limited to. So just because it isn't a direct example here, doesn't mean you're allowed to find a loophole about it. Any commercial purposes. So you are not allowed to buy a Pokemon. That makes that Pokemon illegal, and then that translates into VGC. So you're not allowed to purchase Pokemon for competitive usage. So you're not allowed to sell access to all or part of the service, and you're not allowed to place advertisements, sponsorships, or promotions within the service or content. So that means like you're allowed to do what I do and have a YouTube video play an ad because I'm making a YouTube video about Pokemon content, and that goes into the Nintendo partner program and terms of use and stuff. Like, you're allowed to use the content in a fair use way, but you're also not allowed to like hack into the content. I'm not allowed to go into Pokemon's website or go into Pokemon's game and then place my own advertisements in it. So the same common sense logic that brings us to, yeah, of course RNGing is against the rules, also brings us to, yeah, Nintendo and Pokemon don't want kids exchanging money for Pokemon, or don't want to create a market around selling game content, especially for use of competitive. And then also we have this, you're not allowed to use or facilitate the use of any unauthorized third-party software. Wow, no bots, no mods, no hacks, no scripts to modify or automate operation within the service, whether for yourself or for a third party. There's no loophole to cheating, and it also kind of brings us to the original Verlisify always right. This goes back years. Pokemon Company confirms you cannot breed hacked parents because no hacking. No hacking touches your game. Nintendo doesn't want you hacking their games, hacking their console. How hard is it to understand? So of course that translates into all things Pokemon and competitive Pokemon. If you have a 6IV Ditto and you breed it with another Pokemon, the offspring is never legal. You did not find a way to cheat the system. You already gained a massive advantage from using a hacked Ditto. That's against the rules. That should never exist in the first place by the rules. It's not hard. But it's all these entitled brats. It's all these bad actors and evil people lying about just how straightforward the Pokemon rules are. And I went off with this 8 years ago because WolfGlick, in all of his Pokemon legality knowledge, said that you're allowed to use the offspring of hatched parents. So I was like, Wolfey, you gotta stop lying. Here's the Pokemon Company, citing all the rules we've talked about, all the common sense stuff. If it feels like it's breaking the rules, it's breaking the rules. It's not hard to play a children's game. So yeah, we're not in a position to discuss the specific terms of legality for Pokemon. However, all Pokemon must be obtained through legitimate in-game means. So that is not the language of the VGC rules, and is easily interpreted from just like terms of use, or again, common sense of Pokemon Nintendo don't want cheating of any kind for their games. So that also goes into the natural gameplay that we talked about with the manual hack checking. So just play Pokemon legitimately through in-game means, and that also means no glitches, because, oh, wait a second, every time there's a dupe glitch, Pokemon patches out. Duping is seen as cheating in every other game but Pokemon. It's just the entitled brats and evil scumbags that have taken over to try to change the narrative, and they've kind of won, and the Pokemon Company is corrupt, so there's not much you can do about it when 99% of people are cheating. That's why I keep bringing attention to this. Eventually someone's going to cover it, eventually it goes mainstream, and eventually Pokemon will be playable. I will always fight for what is right. And then people are saying like, well, no one else in the Pokemon community agrees with you, so you're wrong. No. Facts don't change no matter how many people believe them. If every other Poketuber is a bad actor and scumbag defending cheating, that doesn't make cheating okay. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the rules. You don't like these rules, don't play. You have no protest, you have no valid argument if you're cheating and then cry when you get caught, or you're crying to defend cheating while still advocating for cheating. Wolf has earned a lifetime ban for the amount of cheating that he has. Same thing for all the other top players for cheating in worlds or winning regionals or disadvantaging other players out of hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in prize money at this point. This is choosing to break the rules to deliberately disadvantage others and lie about it to not get caught to steal prize money. Completely indefensible. So yeah, legitimate in-game means only. Therefore, if a Pokemon is bred from illegitimately obtained Pokemon, it is not considered legal, nor is a Pokemon that is otherwise impossible to obtain through normal gameplay means in that game. Can't breed hacked parents. You can't buy Pokemon from other people even if they bred it and trained it themselves and there was no hacking involved. So if ginning never existed or all the players that have used hacked Pokemon get banned, well, we don't have to worry about people with money automatically winning by just buying hundreds of hours of advantage. That's against the rules too. And I've always alluded to this because, yeah, just go off of the terms of service, not hard. But now we have the hard confirmation, much like the hacked parents. And then same thing for every other thing. You can't reverse engineer. You can't use bots. You can't hack. Common sense is all you need for the rules of this children's game. And people can't cope. And it's always lying about it. And somehow I'm in the wrong for always being right. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.